Former Sacramento County Sheriff's deputy stabs and kills his 11-year-old son before chase ends in his death. Thanks for joining us for the CBS 13 News at 6. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Marley Ginter. Let's break down exactly where this started and ended. That 11-year-old boy stabbed at a home on Farrell Way in Elk Grove. This is in Sacramento County. Oh, then that child's father was involved in a deadly shooting with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office just across the county line in San Joaquin County.
Tonight we have team coverage from both scenes. Let's start with your reporter, Kayla Moeller, in Elk Grove at the family home where this all started, Kayla.
Tony and Marley, that's right. Over my shoulder is the Morales family home where Marvin Morales, former Sac County Sheriff's deputy, lived with his wife and children. Somebody had just recently come by and put down some flowers and candles to pay their respects. Police responded to this home just after 8 a.m. and found the 11-year-old boy who had been stabbed. A 6-year-old girl, was in the house as well, but thankfully she was unharmed. Officers say Morales, their father, had driven off before they arrived. The boy later died at the hospital, and police say the initial 911 call came from the children's mother, who was at work at the time and said she had been watching her in-home security cameras and witnessed an assault between her husband and their son.
So, man, this is crazy, man. My condolences to, the family of the 11-year-old. Apparently, a former deputy sheriff, which, they're saying is his father, stabbed the 11-year-old, and, the 11-year-old succumbed to his injuries at the hospital. Crazy. The mother is, one that called 911 because she was watching the security cameras. Thankfully that she was watching those cameras, but it's just pretty sad that it was a little too late. Man, and then it's the former sheriff's deputy, he was later killed after a chase. It looked like he was trying to get away from the scene. Man, just very tragic, yo. Like, not sure if drugs had anything to do with it, what the argument could have been about, but how could you take the life of your own son, like your 11-year-old? Like, I mean, I can't imagine what type of circumstance or what type of argument could have led to those type of actions. And it could, again, I hate to attribute everything to mental health, but could have been some type of mental thing going on with them. I mean, who knows? I'm gonna let the video play. Maybe they have a little bit more information, but another tragic story as far as someone losing their lives senselessly. More than likely this could have been avoided, and it's just very sad, honestly.
I can't say based on the information that I know, but as a mother myself, I know that I do watch my cameras periodically at home. They do sometimes give you notifications, so that might have been why she watched.
Yeah, Elk Grove PD says that the mom is being cooperative in this investigation. This is just a heartbreaking situation all around. Violent start to the holiday season. And you can see the holiday lights on the house behind me. So looks like they were getting ready for the holiday season.
Yeah, it's just awful to hear this story. Terrible all around. Kayla, thank you. Circling back to our two scenes now. After that stabbing, the child's father was then involved in a deadly shooting with law enforcement in San Joaquin County.
And that's where we find your reporter covering San Joaquin County, Carmela Karcher, with more on what we know from that second scene, Carmela.
Yeah, it's absolutely right. Now, we've been here along I-5 since early this morning, just south of Highway 12. Now, this is exactly where the pursuit ended. You can see the lights still here behind me. They're still setting up, still looking at this investigation. Now, this is exactly where the shots were fired, which did eventually kill the 40-year-old. Now, do take a listen to what led up to the shooting from CHP.
Another set of spikes set up at southbound I-5 at the ponds, south of Highway 12, center device. Shots fired, one down.
Can we get Sacramento code 4. Confirm this is for the 187. Shots fired, one down.
One suspect down.
Copy, suspect down.
Now, this all started over 20 miles away in the city of Elk Grove, where Morales is accused of stabbing his 11-year-old. Elk Grove police say he was gone by the time they responded, but they immediately got that information out about the car he had taken. And it just so happens that Sacramento County Sheriff Jim Cooper actually spotted the vehicle himself, leading CHP to chase him down I-5. They eventually put out a spike strip, which Morales ran over, that ended up crashing into a ditch along the highway. We know at least 2 Sac County Sheriff deputies opened fire. The CHP couldn't tell us whether Morales was inside or outside the vehicle when he was shot, or whether he was armed at the time. He was then taken to the hospital, but did not survive.
Very fortunate that no one else suffered any injury or even death after the tragic incident from this morning. It certainly is a very tragic event. The allegations that have come forward, and we mourn with the community.
Yeah, this is just terrible, man. Like, you know, right around the holiday season, so the mother has to deal with the loss of not only her son, but someone I'm sure she loved, that she was still with him. And how does she comfort the 6-year-old girl that was also in the home when this all occurred? They were saying that they don't know if he was in the car or outside the car. Well, they haven't told the reporters that information, but if so, it might have been, because I'm not able to see any like bullet holes on this driver's side, but it may be on the passenger side, which this is why we're only getting this one angle. Man, just super tragic. I got another video on it to get another
And that breaking news out of Sacramento and San Joaquin counties, where a former sheriff's deputy stabs his 11-year-old son to death before he was shot and killed in a police chase. Thanks for being with us at 5. I'm Galston Dart.
I'm Lisa Gonzalez. That former deputy was Marvin Morales. KCRA3 has previously reported on the 40-year-old who was accused of lying about a 2023 fentanyl overdose. So today, this all started about 8 o'clock this morning.
Okay, so that's some more information there. That's kind of key. That's kind of key because, man, I have to do a little bit of research. I'm not saying it could be the same person, but I did see a video of like a police officer who they were responding to a call. And then the officer ended up in like the bathroom or whatever, and he ended up, being like overdosed. So I'm not sure if this is tied in, but with them just saying that he lied about an overdose of fentanyl, it could be an entirely different situation. But I'll have to do some more research. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do that here while I let the video play. But the mother called, concerned about the safety of her 2 children, as she should. And the 11-year-old was found stabbed, and he died at the hospital. And thank God he didn't do anything to the 6-year-old, but very, very tragic, man. Just terrible. Just absolutely terrible. I'm going to let this continue to play, though.
And Elk Grove police, they got a call from a mom concerned about the safety of her 2 children at home. Officers say they found an 11-year-old boy stabbed at that home. That boy later died at the hospital. A 6-year-old girl was also there and was not physically hurt.
Authorities say that Morales left, and there was a chase down Interstate 5 that ended in a shooting with Sacramento County deputies on I-5 near Highway 12. Morales was taken to the hospital where he died. The CHP is now in charge of.
I'm going to pause it here because my suspicions were correct. The video that I had seen, it was this guy. And it's like, it's crazy that, little keys and context clues can kind of bring back your memory to something. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to pause my recording here, and I'm going to get that video. And that's the next thing you guys are going to see here. Give me 1 second. Okay, guys, so I found the video, and I remember I had just watched this video sometime this year, and just that name it just came to me now. You know, you may see some ads because I'm not running premium, but I'm gonna try to get through the ads quickly when they do come up. But this is Marvin Morales, the guy who they're accusing of stabbing his 11-year-old to death and being taken out at
Morales! Wake up, bro! Morales! There you go. Wake up, bud. There you go. Wake up. Come on, Mark. Come on. Wake up, bud. Come on.
On October 24, 2023, panic ensues at the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department in California when a deputy enters the bathroom to find a colleague unresponsive on the floor. As deputies attempt life-saving measures, the mystery of what caused his collapse unravels, forcing them to draw a horrifying conclusion. The following report is based on official police records. Please note that all persons charged with a crime are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty in a court of law. It's just after 8 p.m. when an on-duty deputy enters the restroom at the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department, finding Deputy Marvin Morales seemingly passed out in the corner of the stall.
I just saw you last week over here, bro. Yeah. You was dancing at the same time.
Sheriff's Department.
Leave that. I'm gonna start rolling in the.
Yeah,
I just saw you last.
I just I just wanted to kind of put some stuff in the context here as far as so as you
However,
can see,
the question of whether the exposure was accidental reaches a conclusion when deputies locate a small glass pipe and an orange torch lighter in the bathroom where Deputy Morales collapsed.
I just saw you last week over here. Right.
Hospital check his pockets, finally locating the evidence.
Yeah. Yep. I think you can feel the flow in there. Yeah. I don't want to fucking open it up, get us all exposed. Yeah. It's crazy. Shit happens quick.
However, the question of whether the exposure was accidental reaches a shocking conclusion when deputies locate a small glass pipe and an orange torch lighter in the bathroom where Deputy Morales collapsed.
The pipe that's on the ground wasn't next to it, was it? That's what I'm concerned about. There's a meth pipe sitting over about the door. I don't remember, but it was in the stall. Okay. Okay.
Additionally, hair and blood samples collected at the hospital indicated at least 90 days of narcotics use. Investigators with the Bureau of Internal Affairs discovered that on August 9th and 15th, 2023, he cited 2 individuals for misdemeanor possession of paraphernalia. In his reports, he claimed to have disposed of a glass pipe, but later admitted to taking one home and using it multiple times. Investigators with the Bureau of Internal Affairs ultimately concluded that Deputy Morales intentionally used the narcotics he seized from the suspect on October 24, 2023. On January 1st,
this dude was a meth head. He messed around and after seizing the paraphernalia from someone, he ended up taking it home and using it himself as a sheriff deputy, y'all. That's crazy. It's just absolutely nuts. Like, and so it seems like a person whose world was crumbling. I wouldn't be surprised if everything was being upkept by the wife, who was obviously at work when she looked at the cameras to see what was going on at the home. But they were saying, in the review, in the administrative review, he revealed he was dishonest in one of the crime reports when he described intentionally taking one of the seized, glass pipes and, of course, using it. So he was a meth head. And it's crazy to be, in a prestigious position such as a sheriff deputy, and your whole life starts turning upside down to where you end up here 2 years later, because this was in 2023. This was October 2023, and 2 years later, 2 years later, you're in the news again for stabbing your 11-year-old and you're going on a run and then having your life taken. It's just crazy. You know, I know the wife more than likely wishes she would have gotten away as soon, like when this happened, because if she would have known, fast forward 2 years later, this would be the tragic circumstances. I'm sure she wouldn't have stuck around for that. So, phew, just crazy that just my memory of this type of stuff, man. Just let you know, like I watched a lot of these body cam footages, and I'm really into this type of stuff. So it's just crazy how stuff ties together. Very unfortunate for the 11-year-old. Again, my condolences to his family. But more is definitely gonna come out of this. Um, I'm glad I was just kind of able to tie everything together to kind of make what may have happened make sense, and we'll get more information. Again, if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And shout out to EWU Bodycam. Shout out to their channel, because that's exactly where I saw this. So look, boom, subscribe. So shout out to them, give them all the credit due, and again, like, it's just crazy, man. But we do get a lot more into doing like tying the dots and more investigative stuff, and I find that type of stuff fun. But I'm gonna close this video out. Again, this is Justin Paul. Peace.